So you all saw CitizenCon, and you all saw the ticket prices. What was it, $250 per day, right? It was something like that. And that's like one of the videos that I wanted to make. And I'm probably gonna make it now that I'm not that fucking toxic and that like pissed off. But 250, I think it was 250, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's a 2-day event, so if 200 for 2 days, okay, so 100 per day, right? So who the fuck is gonna pay for that? Honestly, just think about that. Who is gonna pay for that? Who's gonna go there, pay for a hotel, pay for $200 for like 2 days of the event? So you gotta pay for the hotel or Airbnb or whatever. 200 and 300. Yeah, sure. Exactly, Rokumo. Space whales. Space dads. Whales. So, one more reason why I got really pissed off is because CAG wants to like distance themselves from any sort of criticism, probably because they will show us another vertical slice of Squadron 42, or maybe there's gonna be like a playable demo on the event, and they want all the people to be super fucking psyched and excited about something that might be just like mediocre, right? They don't want to have like on top of that, before I continue, on top of that, they're asking for fucking volunteers. 200 and 300 bucks per ticket for 2 days, all of that money, but now we need volunteers. And if you want to volunteer, fuck it. Apply on their website, right? So how are you not pissed off? All of the reasons why I, am not excited about CitizenCon at all. And why I mostly hate the thing. Of course, I'm gonna like cover it. I'm gonna live stream it probably once it's like live on Twitch, because I don't have fucking 200 bucks for 2 days plus the plane card, the plane tickets, plus like Airbnb or hotel or whatever, and then like you still gotta eat, etc., etc. So I don't have that money, so I'm not gonna go there. But I will probably cover it, like live stream it. Let's start off with me showing you the reasons why I am not excited about Star Citizen. There's a lot of them, but I'm just gonna go through like the short history of CitizenCons in the past, since 2014 up until like now, basically. So this is 2014. This is like one of the presentations that is on their channel still. So let's go. What's up, Aloha? Aloha? Aloha Duma? No. Don't answer. Don't answer here. Hop into my community Discord and let's talk. It's going to be a podcast. It's podcast time. But I just want to show you exactly why I am not excited about CitizenCon at all. You don't need to have a camera, but if you have a camera, that's going to be a huge plus, of course. So this is 2014, bear in mind. And just remember this prompt here. This use prompt here. Just remember it. It's going to be really important for later. Not gonna lie, the graphics and all that, it looks like Space Engineers from like 2014, when the game was released. It's much better now. I have no idea which system this is.
Commercial vessel Calypso requesting EDL assistance.
Apparently it's Stanton, you'll see why in a second.
Thank you for contacting landing control. Entry, descent, and landing procedure initiated. Assuming navigational control.
Even though it doesn't really look like Stanton, right?
Entering atmosphere.
Now, this is before we could just land on planets wherever we wanted. So this was like the transition between planets. And I guess it's Pyro. It looks like Pyro, but it's not. This is CitizenCon 2014. So what I'm doing here right now is I'm like prefacing the whole podcast that's going to happen later. I see Scar Citizen being in the pre-podcast area. Hopefully we'll be done here soon so he can hop on and talk about like tell me his thoughts on the whole thing. But yeah, this is before Planet Tech and all of that. And if they didn't do Planet Tech, maybe we would have more tech online and maybe the game would be finished by now. But fuck it. They did the Planet Tech thing and they just like, whatever. Took their time.
Descent vector in preparation for final approach.
So this is our corp, by the way. This was our corp in 2014 during the presentation. As far as I know, during like the time when this was like airing, you could only have your like hangar module and just have your like ship inside and look at it, and that's it.
Commercial District C, Area 18, Arcorp.
They burned you too many times. I know. You can hop onto my podcast and talk about it. This looks cool. Honestly, cooler than what we have right now. Do you see the fucking transit, the people? Oh, thank you, Renato. Or Renato. Thank you very much.
Landing complete. Thank you for using Pentatech EDL Assist.
So I'm not gonna watch the whole things, I'm just gonna skip through them. This is like a 6-minute video, so we can just watch it in its entirety. It's fine. So, does our cup look like this? I don't think so. In 2023. Can we really transfer all of this in our Andromedas or any of our ships? Nope. But sure, it's not a big deal. Like it's fine. I don't understand the wobbling. Like, it seems like the player character is just like a duck that's just like wobbling left and right. All right, this is too slow. We don't have like that much time. But now he goes into a scanner. The NPC like talks to him. And then there's a scanner. It scans that he has a pistol.
Abide by all laws and regulations set by ArcCorp and the UEE. Any violation.
That's something that they want to do that apparently was there in 2014, but it's not there
immediate prosecution
in 2023. 9 years later. 9 fucking years later.
Please exit the checkpoint.
The clouds, yeah, the clouds just got here 3 months ago, and they're worse than what we had or what they showed here. So yeah, this is 2014. The video ends here. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, no. There's an ending. So he goes into Dumper's Depot, and you gotta see what how it looks like in 2014.
Come on. Oh, hey, welcome to Dumper's Depot. Take a look around. Everything's for sale.
So yeah, this is 2014. Dumper's Depot. Sure. Now we are checking out 2015. Actually, I'm gonna leave this open just because of one reason, but you'll see why later. And this is 2015. We're gonna skip through it.
So we're all because and so it tells us what landing pad. How many landing pads do we have on?
Actually, nothing changed. Yeah.
10. I think there's 10 landing pads. So.
All right. So they go onto a ship. It's the Connie again. The Connie looks different. It looks basically the same as it does right now in the game. Again, remember the use prompt here.
As we said before, the Constellation's had a
I'm from Belgrade.
Overhaul. It's built up to the quality that the Retaliator is now.
And I also live in Belgrade. It's like this whole thing is basically the same as what we have right now. But they took off something that is basically Bikini Point, but it wasn't called like that before, but whatever.
It would be kind of cool, huh?
Oh no, this was actually Olisar? Oh yeah, that was Olisar. Never mind. It was Olisar. Baked, slow as fuck animations. I mean, they're still the same. Like if you mean like entering the
communication
seat.
Turn it back on, which has been sort of sabotaged by pirates. There's likely there'll be pirates spanning. Yep. So we're in hyperjump. So you move around here a little bit. So it's kind of pretty cool to.
Anti-drive deactivated.
Yeah, the quantum travel effect was a bit better.
So here we are, coming up to the communication.
Just gonna skip through it a bit. Some PvE, whatever. The quality is dog shit, but that's how it is.
Alright.
The comm array, you all know how comm array works.
We're gonna stop
Nothing
here,
changed, it's all the
we'll
same.
Show one other feature, which is allow you can go in and out of EVA in any vehicle, including single-seat fighters. So.
Yep. And in 2.0 up until 3.0, as far as I remember, that's the only thing that you could do. Like, you couldn't do anything else.
So we'll head in here to... there's some damage was taken on the Constellation.
Check out the graphics inside. Does it look like that? Doesn't really, but it's not that big of a deal, right?
Okay. All right.
It just like gives you a bit more of a immersion or a vibe, if you want to call it like that. Smoke on the Andromeda.
As you can see, there's some damage was taken on the Constellation that we're gonna go And when we get on our ship, we'll go ahead and repair it. So let's go into the Hornet.
I'm just skipping through because most of it is not really like that important. He's landing on a pad. Then you have bots or like drones that are repairing Andromeda, which I have to say were in the game. At one point, I wasn't playing back then, and then they took them out because it was like too many entities and too much shit. So the servers were really strained, so they needed to like take them out. At least that's what they told us. You can trust them or not trust them.
You know, individuals on foot that you will also have fights with in combat, and meet them and talk to them and do all the rest.
I remember the
as I
quantum
said,
travel video
what we're doing here is
where you actually had to pilot through the quantum.
Everything that Star Citizen is going to be.
So
Deactivated.
they're hopping to
Deactivated.
another station, blah blah blah, it doesn't matter. Landed there.
I think is where four outlaws.
Oh, this is something that's basically Korea. Maybe it is Korea.
Sometimes the outlaw guys win.
And so
So
this was like
here we go.
the only demo that they showed that still, and this is 2015, bear in mind this is 2015. This whole thing is the only thing that is basically in the game right now. Honestly. Not much has changed since then. Yes, they added new planets. Yes, they changed the Crusader, and now you have Crusader. Yes, you have like Lorville, you have Microtech and all of that, but not much has changed since 2015. Now let's continue. So this is 2016, and I'm gonna start off with this. So this is Chris announcing the next couple of patches. And they were all supposed to happen in the same year. So he was talking about 2017, right? So 3.0, they wanted to add basic professions, trading, cargo transport, piracy and smuggling, mercenary, bounty hunter. Sure, we have most of it. New ships, RSI Ursa Rover, Drake Dragonfly, Drake Caterpillar, RSI Constellation Aquila. They added them. I don't know if it was like in 2017. It doesn't really matter. But
and so I'm just going to
you got to check out the next patch. So this is 3.0.
Piracy smuggling.
I'm trying to skip through, but not like
To show you.
skip.
Sorry. So
There we go.
Okay.
So 3.1.
So, and I want to give you a bit of roadmap.
Mining, refining, and processing. It didn't happen that year, but sure. Quantum interdiction, as far as I remember, it didn't happen that year. Refueling happened like last year. Escort. I'm not sure that we still have escort missions. But then you have Mescal C. Bear in mind, this is 2016, and this is like something that was planned for 2017. Mescal C. Okay, Prospector 85X, Cuddy Red and Blue, even though, as I've said in the last stream, the Cuddy was supposed to be modular, and you can see that in the, whatever it's called, the thing with all the money, fucking hell, what is it called? Stretch goals. You can see in the stretch goals that the last stretch goal was 65 million, and they announced ship modularity, and you had Avenger series, you had the Cutlass series, and you had the Redeemer series of ships that should have been modular, and they're not. And they're like already fucking selling variants. And bear in mind that like that 65 million stretch goal happened in like 2014. 2 years later, they give up on the modularity for the Cutlass, for the Cuddy, and they just like give you variants that you can buy for real money, right? For much more than you would buy like just the module. The module should be cheaper, right?
After 3.0.
But this is just like 3.1.
I guess there's a lot of miners here, or refiners. So 3.1, And just also, by the way, in case you haven't noticed it, I know last year we said, well, we're going to do a release. We're going to try to do a release every month. After going through this year, we've sort of
Also, yeah, I should say that on the brochure for the Cuddy Red, you can still see you can spawn inside of it. When you buy it, when you want to buy it, you can still see that you can spawn inside of it, and that whole thing was the intended gameplay for the Cuddy Red. But they gave up on it, and they changed the thing, and people spend money on the Cuddy Red, thinking that they will be able to spawn, but no, fuck that.
realize that that's a very hard act back.
So I'm gonna skip through. So 3.2,
Dive-
salvage. Bear in mind, we just got salvage in 3.18. Repair. We still don't have repair. Mercenary and covert operations. Additional solar system locations. Additional solar system locations. Sure. Taurus, we got it last year or the year before that. I don't remember. It was like 2022 or 2021. Bear in mind, again, this CitizenCon is from 2016. Phoenix, Terrapin, Harbinger, Sentinel, and the Reclaimer.
A bit deeper in mercenary.
I think they
because we have
released
some mercenary
Reclaimer
stuff
in
that will
like
be 3.0.
2018.
We'll be sort of fleshing all these out. Again,
So we can skip through a bit again. And now we get to 3.3. Farming, rescue missions, more solar system locations, the Carrack, A90 Jump, the Banu Merchantman, and all variants of the Misk Reliance series, which should have been modular, but sure, whatever.
here's the one.
And then we have, after 3.3, do you know which patch should be next? You're going to say 3.4, obviously. No. You would be wrong, because the next patch was supposed to be 4.0. And with 4.0, you were supposed to get new jump points, travel to multiple star systems, exploration and discovery, science and research were like planned for 4.0. Additional solar system locations, new ships, the Orion and the Crucible. Bear in mind, this is 2016. Now, we're like getting closer. We're inching closer to 4.0. But let me just like, I'm gonna let Chris talk a bit about 4.0 and when it's gonna happen.
And right now, most of them are working on the Squadron 42 ships because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of Vandal ships, a lot of UE big ships like the Bengal, I mean the Idris, the Javelin. So they're all going to roll off onto sort of the big new ships, which are
Okay, this is 3.3.
Jump,
Let me just
Merchantman,
like
the whole
skip a
team
bit through.
Container. And then
There we go.
finally, 4.0. So this is which will be that'll be the first time we'll go beyond Stanton to other star systems. I'm not going to say how many star systems.
Archer, do not tell me what you think here in the chat. Hop into my community Discord and join my podcast, and we can talk.
Star systems yet. Depends how much we'll be able to build with our content pipeline, which we'll show you a little bit up and coming here. But we're very focused on, if you've seen some of the ATV, how to author star systems at the quality level that we like, with the sense of lore and art and character and history, but be able to do planets, because I mean, sometimes in FPS games people spend forever years just making a small 2x2 kilometer level, and obviously for us to build the system, the universe that we need,
sure.
we need to be a bit faster than that. But we will have 4.0 is when you will be able to jump to other star systems. Exploration and discovery will be sort of highlight there for obvious reasons. Science and research, and the RSI Orion and the Crucible will be two of the big ships that we will be doing there. So that's the roadmap for Star Citizen. So
What's up, Luna?
And our goal is this is the roadmap going forward in over next year.
Over next year. So bear in mind, this is 2016, and he was like, all of this was supposed to happen in 2017. We're 2023 right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Again, please don't hold me to dates, because
Nah, dude, we stopped that a long time ago. So let me skip through a bit, and you all know about the sandworm, but there are other things So whatever they lied about in CitizenCon, I myself call a sandworm. For me, all of that is basically a sandworm, and you'll see why in a second. Also, which? Okay, I'm out of the studio mode. So, you know what happens here in the end. Again, they're in the
edge of the
Connie.
desert plain.
Safe landing zone found. I'm not sure that that fucking ever happens. This landing zone never happened on Stanton. And I mean, like, the landing zone itself, it just doesn't look like anything that we have. And, okay, sure, whatever, they landed. Gonna skip through a bit. And somebody's gonna say, well, obviously this is on Layer 3 planet. No, this was not on a planet. This was all done in the, basically in the editor, and they just made a level, because you can't see the planet. Anyway. I don't remember flags working like this in Star Citizen, or cloth mechanics working like this in Star Citizen. But sure. Doesn't really matter, right? And he's off to somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Now, what I wanted to show you is this. You'll see in a second. You have some fauna that looks like fauna from Hurston. It's not fauna, it's flora. My bad. So, a deserted carcass of a Cuddy Black. A derelict Cuddy Black. Just randomly there, found on the ground.
Unsafe flight warning.
Have you ever found this? I haven't, ever. Yet there is a model for it,
Take a look back
obviously.
and sort of see where we came from.
Have you ever used this sniper rifle and does it look like this? Like, does the scope look like this? Can you see through the scope even though you're not like aiming down the sights?
So
Like in this demo? No, you can't. So the reason why you can't is because most games don't do that, especially if they're like open world and with big maps and all of that. Basically because you need to have a different render of the game just for the scope. So the game needs to be rendered twice. So you can do that in like games like help me out. It's not Inception. It's scope is bright. You can't see anything. Yeah, Insurgent. I think that's the name of the game. Anyway, in that game you can have scopes like that because the maps are small. But in this game and all the like open world games, you can't have that. So why did they show us the gun like this? I don't fucking know. But it's obvious that it was just like a level that was pre-made for them, for this demo.
And so we're heading past this rock out, this sort of canyon wall.
Not even the waypoints, like the waypoints don't look like this, but sure. Then we continue.
Where that came from.
And like you can see all the exploration. He's just like walking around using the Ursa rover and finding shit, which obviously never happens in Star Citizen. He's getting shot at by NPCs that are on the planet. So we got the nav mesh for planets made or released, like the first, the tier 1 or whatever. It was released last year. Bear in mind, this is 2016. So why were they showing you this? Also, do NPCs act like this? No, they not. Like, they do not. So why? I don't fucking know. So he kills the NPCs. And then there's another derelict. It has like a beacon inside of it.
Flies.
Right next to the derelict, there's like a tent
Some,
with
Sand Nomad Dragonfly.
even more cloth mechanics,
And a shot moment. That's kind of a big test.
etc., etc., etc. And then in the end, he goes to the javelin, and you know what happens. The fucking sandworm happens. Like, we all know what a sandworm is, but let's show the sandworm in like all its glory. By the way, also, NPCs that are roaming around the planet on hover bikes. Yeah, 2023 NPCs stand on chairs. All right, so that was 2016. Let's check out 2017.
So go ahead, run the tools. All right, so the first one I want to talk a little bit about is our procedural city generator.
Procedural city generator.
So here, it's a top-down sort of tool that we've built for the artists and the designers. And what they basically do, they draw the perimeters of all their districts. Now, I realize it looks a little bit about like Minesweeper or even like a SimCity kind of look, but actually that's a really nice interface to this kind of thing. So you see what he's actually done here is all the T's are little transportation districts.
It will become a reality, Gigabytes, but like when?
And all the little yellow H's are actually an elevated
That's the question. That's always the
area.
question with Star
So
Citizen.
these are different districts with different properties within them. And it's important that all those districts connect to each other because, of course, if we got NPCs living there, that's going to be an important point. Then we hit fill the city layout. And this is when all the models and everything starts to get propagated. But I should mention, it's not just models.
For all of you guys that are waiting in the podcast chat, just like wait a bit longer. There's like a point that I want to make before we start the podcast. But thank you for showing up. And if anybody else wants to hop onto the podcast, just hop into my Discord channel, community Discord channel, and you'll see people waiting there.
Particle effects, it's NPCs, it's shops, it's signs, it's all kinds of different content that really make the game for you.
So did you, because I talked over it, let me just rewind it a bit. Did you hear this?
Then we hit fill the city layout, and this is when all the models and everything starts to get propagated. But I should mention, it's not just models, it's particle effects, it's NPCs, it's shops, it's signs, it's all kinds of different content that really make the game for you. The other important part of it is being able to set, you know, the actual districts. So it's things like commercial, residential, industrial, and you might have heard of these before. And he sets different heights. These ones are suburban areas, or suburb areas. And this is where, you know, the NPCs will live. It'll be different habitation sort of areas. And then we hit save city
Thank you,
layout.
Mr. Statansky,
and we've got our city.
for subscribing. So apparently this was like rendered like this, like so fucking fast you couldn't even notice. What's up, Too Far?
It's really exciting tool set, and again,
Listen.
this comes from lots of artwork and really, really, really intelligent engineers. So you can see that in the distance is our elevated area. We've got a sort of industrial area that's been built up.
Sure.
You've got the signs, you've got the shops, yeah, and you could even see before when it was a little higher up that there's transportation between all of these districts, so you can still move around between, and that could be monorail.
So you can move around between the districts, and all of this is enterable, apparently, in 2017 or 2947.
That could be roads, that could be whatever you know, the artists actually come up with, or design rather, they come up with it. So as he flies around, you can see that this was more the commercial kind of area. This is where you'd find some of your shops, things like Dumpers Depot. And then over here was that sort of suburb area that he actually built up. So again, it's a really powerful tool set, but it's really only one piece of the puzzle. So the next piece of that puzzle is building up the interiors to this. So
the interiors to this.
Keeping that same concept in mind, we load up a different tool set. And this one is called, we call it our layout editor. So this is our interior layout editor, and it can be used for all kinds of things.
And
so
listen, I gotta be honest with you. They are, what's up, Matt? They are using this editor to make the space stations. Just for the space stations. The rest of it is made by hand. All of the, like, well, not the landing zones, but like the major landing zones like Lorville and like cities like that. The stations are made with this tool. And not only, like, just the stations, and that's it. And that's why they're all fucking copy-pasted, because they only have, like, a couple of models for a couple of rooms, connectors, blah, blah, blah. And they just, like, load it up. Click, like, punch in a couple of, like, those dots that you fucking saw, like in Minesweeper, and click accept, and that's it.
Our data forge editor, you might have seen this on ATV before. And this is where we set up all our, real meaningful data. So these are different libraries that are used. But for the US.
Just so gonna skip through a bit.
Artist.
So they're basically showcasing how that, like, part of a city or a district is actually, like, enterable by the player, and you can walk around it and all of that.
Things like this, so it kind of mitigates that problem.
And in the end, they showcase. You can watch the whole thing. I'm just gonna skip through because I have like 3 people in the queue for the podcast, and we still have a couple of more years to check out. So they just skip. They just started talking about how all of this on ArcCorp is going to be enterable with this tech in 2017. It's 2023. We still don't have that. Do we need that? Not really. But why fucking talk about this? Why spend resources on making the tool for this and then just like giving up on it? What's the fucking point? So in the end, they go to Lorville, and you know what happens in Lorville. Let me show you.
You can use that to get a bit
Once
closer.
he gets here,
quite small.
what the fuck is it?
The amount of attention.
Oh, it's not this video.
Right.
So this was the end. So somewhere around here, I'm not sure if it's in this video, but they show the fauna, the flora and the fauna, and you can see like those medusas or whatever you want to fucking call them that are flying around in Lorville. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. There we go. Whatever you want to call these. So this was 2017.
Cypherpods, Arnie crabs. So they're little scavengers on Hurston, and there's quite a few other things that we're going to have on Hurston when we do it. But you'll have them running around and a bunch of other ones. But there you go. There's Lorville, there's Hurston.
Flying medusas, whatever. So for me, that's yet another sandworm. Now let's continue to 2018 CitizenCon. They are doing the Clovis Corneli mission on Lorville. And I just want to show you how different it is showcased here to what it is. Okay, he killed himself here, so he had to like restart and like teleport after this. I just want to show you the difference between what we have right now, which barely fucking works, and what was showcased back in 2018.
You should probably med pen before you take the next jump.
Alright, he's gonna jump over it again. Come on. Also, the level design in this thing is just like terrible. If you ever did this mission, it's just like a pain in the fucking ass. The smoke and the flames do not look like this. But sure. In 2023, they don't look like this. He jumps over. The crowd goes fucking wild. And then he does what?
You're looking for a prototype blade. And this goes to the tactileness that we want.
Whenever I pick this up in like patches from like 3.13 throughout like 3.17 that I play this, whenever I pick this like board up, I would just go into the whole thing, through the satellite into the fucking ground. Every fucking time.
Is that the right one?
Appear to be there. There we go. First, figure out, and this is an example of a multi-part mission, right? So
Yes.
Multi-part
this
mission.
could have ended here, and you had the prototype as one of the things.
Actually, the only part is you gotta pick it up and go back to Clovis Cornelia, and that's it.
Or it can carry on and someone's taken it.
In reality, in real life. But
So we got to figure out.
in CitizenCon demo, there's more. So he goes down there. He doesn't clip through the whole thing.
So if we go in here, and this is an example of, you know, like another thing you could do or a puzzle.
No, this whole thing is not added to Star Citizen. A part of it is, but this whole thing is not.
And perhaps cut away.
Yeah, the Clovis mission should be enabled.
Get rid of that.
So what is this, guys?
Cut those.
You remember the cutting tool for the multi-tool?
And there'll be things in the game that'll let you read what you can use it for on.
No, you can't blame the crowd because the crowd will get excited because they want this to happen and they believe them and they fucking trust them. Like if I was there like during the presentation of the actual sandworm, I will fucking shit my pants. I will be so fucking excited. But the reality is completely fucking different. That's the thing.
And hopefully it will allow us to track where the prototype is. Okay, we restarted Satellite's internal system. And there's a prototype somewhere, so let's go find it.
So he used the cutting tool, which nobody ever uses because there's no fucking use for it in Star Citizen. I don't even fucking know if it like even works. But this is a multi-part mission, which like it is not. Does the ground look like this on Hurston? I don't know. I have my like settings on max, and Hurston just does not look like this. But sure. Blah blah blah. There's more shit happening. He's getting attacked by NPCs again.
Go for the prototype.
And I believe you just called
That are here for the prototype. I'm trying to skip through, but YouTube is just being a fucking pain in the ass.
So, this is our friend that we just called. He's showing up. Let's show the tail side.
They called a friend. He picked him up,
Cut the camera.
and then they're running away with the prototype with the thing.
Camera one, Glenn. Where are you? Let's see where you're going. Where are the bad guys?
It doesn't really matter. We can just like skip through. I just want to show you the like end of the mission. So now, because this is a mission with like it's a modular mission, which by the way you were in the chat probably during my live stream when Elliot from CEG joined and told us that they are actually working on modular missions with like multiple endings and all of that right now. Back then, this was just like BS. This is just like BS, the whole thing. But what they did is they made this little thing here, this little shithole, in a week, just for CitizenCon 2018. And we were fucking stuck for 5 years with the same fucking bunkers, like these little shitty bunkers that they made in a week just to have something for the presentation.
Military, the version of the Temporal Cyclone, which is also going live with 3.2.
So they're like currently fighting some NPCs that are again outside somehow, even though that's not a thing. Not even in 2023. Now you see the turrets fucking attacking a ground vehicle. That's also not a thing even in 2023. Etc. 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 I just want to skip through the whole thing until the end. Where is that?
Not getting a custom interview, but longer term, Again, we're saying the
No, they're
Lorville
just like
wants to
showcasing
scan
Lorville
the
and stuff like that.
try and sneak through too,
So
maybe a scan sets on
there was a mission this year that they showed that like ended up on Levski. As far as I remember, it was Levski. If you guys are here for like more than a year, you will know what Levski is. And in the end, Miles Eckert, that is currently on Lorville but was supposed to be on Levski, like sets you up and you get busted by like whoever, it doesn't really matter. And like he played as a double agent, which also never fucking happens. You go there, the dude is maybe holding a glass in his hands. Maybe he's just like T-posing. Maybe the glass is not there. Maybe he's just like holding his hands like weird like this. And he gives you a mission, and you do that mission. You like pew a couple of ships. You get money, and that's it. That's the whole fucking mission. But no, never mind. Let's skip on because people are still waiting. So this is... Oh, that was 2019 then. Okay. So CitizenCon 2019. I guess I forgot to open that one. Sorry about that. I thought I like prepared the whole thing, but I guess I haven't. Is it this? It is not this. Bear with me. Oh yeah, yeah, 2019. Quanta. This is like Tony Z talking about Quanta.
And here, right?
And how like the economy and how everything is gonna work and how like all the they can track all the players and all the things that are happening in the systems and all of that. Coming soon to Star Citizen. And this is Tony Z, just like whatever. I'm just gonna skip 2019. That's why I didn't even fucking queue it up. I'm pretty sure that like that Miles Eckert mission happens in 2019 then. But yeah, there's a bunch of videos. I don't want to go through them on stream. So then we come to 2021. I started playing in 2020, late 2020, and I was there during CitizenCon 2021, and it's just amazing.
Playthroughs.
It is just amazing.
There's a very thin.
So there's the 400i,
breathable atmosphere,
the new ship,
but it's still pretty inhospitable, very cold. As you can see, some of those lightning strikes in the clouds, but
Clouds.
By the way, do clouds look like this? Really? In this game?
But yeah, like it's showcasing.
I wouldn't say so, honestly.
The more recent.
They are fuzzy even here, but like they're not this good looking.
Tech.
Anyway, they land on Pyro because of course we are already at Pyro in 2020 fucking one.
A farmer or inhabited by a gang. So.
And now they're like theory crafting that like you can land, like you just heard it, that landing zone could be inhibited by a farmer or a fucking gang or whatever. You never know, etc., etc.
Suitable for Pyro, but you know, you can see how it feels suitably worn and weathered.
Bear in mind, this is 2021.
To fit into these.
And we are in 2023.
And, what we're seeing here is first boots
we didn't get
ground,
any of that shit.
On Pyro a day, and then he.
And now here comes the new sandworm.
You can see it translated.
Made for this CitizenCon.
Also, some of the new hair as well, which is.
You go in, apparently, you go in, and there's this guy that is selling an artifact that you can buy for like 1 million Alpha USD or even more. I forgot. You're going to see in a second, but I want to skip through it. So you get a couple of options. You can buy it. You can sneak into the whole facility and steal it without being detected. Jesus Christ. Or you can shoot the place up and just like take it. So you have like 3 options. Because that's what a game does. It gives you like more options. But do we have that in Star Citizen in 2023? We do not.
And if not, I'll have something just as good.
So yeah, here it is, 5 million.
Oh yeah, very good choice. Very good.
So after 5 million credits,
The only thing that we got out of the whole demo for 2021 is this fucking armor, and that's it.
disposable income, we get our first
Honestly.
look at the Hadesian artifact, which is obviously going to be what is sort of a super rare
And yeah, you can find these
thing that you'll
around the
hopefully be able
verse,
to
and you can sell them for fucking 5 million. But sure.
start finding in the galaxy.
So you're gonna see in a second
here-
how he like sneaks.
Really great.
Like the whole fucking level is not there. We don't have it in the game.
Just seeing the base start to wake up to
You know, tell me that this whole thing is not yet another sandworm.
actually trying to exfiltrate. Also, I know it's under combat stress, but that yellow grass just looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, he tried the shoot 'em up approach, the rainbow approach.
They can be in different areas.
But now they're gonna
Ways
try the
to get in
sneaky
through the
approach. Yeah, there we
floorboards,
go.
other ones won't. But this is just one version of many possibilities. So here, the player will take a secondary route of navigation all the way up to the
I mean,
roof,
Jeff, you also
and
bought
then
into this
from
crap.
Here,
We
this
all
allows
did.
them to be able to check out any of the AI, also be able to look at any of the interactables. In the future, if you're if you got a good reputation, maybe you need to go and fix different items on the roof, or
Yeah, this is
if
supposed to be
you
Pyro,
are
dude.
there for nefarious means, then maybe you want to take out the power, and which will then kill the AA turrets, or will turn off the lights in the.
What's up with the chairs, guys? What are we talking about? What's up with all the chairs in the fucking chat?
In the outpost. So it allows the player to interact with different items, and then
So yeah, they're currently playing Tom
this
Clancy's
location,
Splinter Cell,
everything will be.
being sneaky as fuck.
Game did a great
Overview as we go into the garage module.
They're upstairs on the
So here,
whatever.
this is placeholder, but it gives you it gives you an idea of, we want to have different interactables, different loot boxes.
This all looks amazing.
So again,
we don't
we're
have this.
Just encouraging
And
different navigation.
we won't have this in like the next fucking 2 or 3, like even 3 years.
different
honestly.
routes for the player. They might.
So he
have-
sneaks around.
But here, what the player's doing is they're going to the underfloor section. So these are vents, but they're more like subfloors. So they're meant to feel very dark.
I mean, yeah, you can have stealth approach to like Star Citizen, because like the NPCs are not gonna react anyway. So you just like walk in front of them and that's it. So yeah.
Minimal, but you're actually seeing the foundations of these outposts. So inside here, it's the player will need to kind of work out how to navigate through them. It's very much a torch-based experience, and then within here, what the player can actually do is work out roughly where they are in relation to the to what's upstairs. And what you see in here, like this light bleeding down through, you can kind of make informed decisions, or okay, that's where that AI was, or right now the player is just underneath that main social space. So if you think back, like that was that guard in the beginning, just next to the kitchen counter. But we've intentionally made these spaces not necessarily like very easy to navigate, because there wouldn't be a lot of light down here.
I just remember that it
the player would
skipped
have to follow
a really integral part, and that's like 2019. And I'm really pissed off because in 2019,
different ways.
so you gotta bear
it
with
was
me
a
for a second. I gotta rewind it a bit to 2019 and show you one more thing, but I gotta find it first. It's not this, it's not this. If somebody can find that like demo when they're on like Microtech and they have to do a mission there, that's what I need. Is it shoot 'em up? I don't think it is. Where the fuck is that demo?
That's part of that. So me like.
Oh, is it this? Yes, it is. So, check this out. This is yet another sandworm. This is 2019. So we just like rewinded like 1 year.
All right.
So in 29 fucking teen.
The micro. Right. And by the way, Glenn is actually on a AI flown ship here.
He is actually on an AI flown ship here. So this is NPC transport, but instead of you transporting NPCs, they are taxing you around,
and that is something
which we obviously have in 2023.
AI doing moons that you can have.
So they land on a facility that does not exist in 2023.
Things to do, and this is sort of an iterate. This is the sort of first prototype.
Normal.
Well, the NPC lands him here, so he goes in. Blah blah blah. He needs to steal like a thing. It doesn't matter.
Fully dynamic
demo, or basically in.
So he starts sneaking around because he's going into like areas with limited access or whatever you want to call them.
Great.
Yeah. I like the library.
In the future, obviously, the AI will have certain stims that they can react to.
So yeah, he's sneaking around. You're gonna see he's gonna pick up the thing. And that's gonna trigger the alarm. He's gonna get spotted by the NPC, which is gonna happen like around this time now, here, somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So apparently NPCs work like this in Star Citizen. Where the fuck is he? Did I rewind like too much? What did I do? What the fuck? I did a thing, but I didn't know that I did a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. So one of the NPCs spotted him. It triggered an alarm. And now he's like running. Thank you, Jack, for the $10.
So we have non-lethal takedowns now.
By the way, non-lethal takedowns were broken in like 3 patches in a row. Thank you, Jack.
Jack Reacher super chatted $11.49.
It was a bit laggy, but thank you again. So you will go up to an NPC. You would like middle mouse click on him, and you will like do a 180, go into the ground, and fucking die. For some reason, it worked like that for 3 patches in a row.
Yeah, let's get out.
Did I make
part of that,
an issue console report? Yes, I did. Yes, I have. A bunch of people did. They didn't fix it in like 3 patches.
3.8.
Almost a whole year.
And it's a lot more than just that, but it's not.
So look at this. What is this?
To knock people.
Apparently, we have this in the game, but we just don't know that.
Get into fisticuffs. There's a whole sort of different levels of punch, left, right, block, left, right.
Now, there's one thing that is the best fucking thing ever in this whole video, and you're gonna see in a second if I don't skip over it. So out of all of the things that we got from this CitizenCon, it's this.
It's kind of warm, but we're not really ready to it. We've actually stashed a getaway environment.
This animation is the only thing that made it through the fucking game, like that we got in the game. Out of all the shit that they showed us in this whole like CitizenCon, isn't that amazing?
And Richard, try I want to lead.
The next wind speed at the moment, which is the apparent wind.
Blah blah blah.
Light, and its audio will start to
effects.
It on. You'll see actually.
And now look at this. He just finds a crate that is marked.
And
yeah, TARP is going to happen a bit later. You're going to see it.
Basically your environment. So and they'll build up over time.
Now look at how he's going to like dress himself.
So we better
look at this.
Get a warm suit on because otherwise we're going to essentially pass out and then die.
This suit is actually cold, so hopefully.
So it's a suit. It's not just a box. It's a suit.
When Glenn puts it on, you'll see actually that it's actually frosted, so you can see your actor actually shivering here as he's putting it on. And this suit is the Caldera suit that we revealed in the character archetype talk. And this is an environment.
Unveils the new mop holding tech.
Extreme climate.
Look at this.
He's really cold. He's really cold.
Did you see that? Thunderous applause, dude.
So you'll see the visors frosted up.
You can see.
And
this is like getting into your car when it's frozen. It's
like, is this the same game that we're playing right now? So in the end, I'm gonna skip through it. The cloth mechanic on the hidden Ursa rover.
All right, Glenn, let's get the top off.
Because you just like get the tarp on it and it just like hides the signature, right? Apparently we have that in the game. Anyway, he goes into the Ursa rover, he tries running, and then he gets attacked by the NPCs. He boards a friend's Carrack, and then the NPCs fly, atmospheric NPCs fly and try to shoot him down. You're gonna see this in a second. I fucking skipped over it. Let me try and find it. Yeah, here. So here he's in the... Notice how many people are in the, like, active members in the chat. That is very important. Notice how many NPCs are attacking them. These are atmospheric NPCs that we got fucking last year. Last fucking year. But this was showcased in 2019. Right? And you can say, well, COVID, blah, blah, blah. No. Apparently this was done. So they can showcase it. Right?
Come on, Glenn.
So he destroys the NPCs. They run off. Blah, blah, blah. And what do?
Well-traveled one.
They go to a jump point. And they jump straight to Pyro. Ladies and gentlemen, 2019, the first look at Pyro. And then in the end we have 2022, which is this one, where you have, I'm just gonna skip through it, investigation missions, which just didn't happen still. Well, you can say that they did with like those reclaimer missions and all of that. You find a fucking notepad and you can like read what happened, but it doesn't really matter. You're there just to like kill a couple NPCs that are just like T-posing or like being retarded. And they showcase the new underground bunkers. This is where they said, in all honesty, that they made the original underground bunkers in a week prior to 2018 CitizenCon, just to have something. And then you have another look at Pyro and how Pyro is gonna look like. And all of that, blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't want to run the whole thing, but you have, where is Chris? Where the fuck is Chris? Full broadcast. Fuck it, I'll just watch the full broadcast, and it's going to be around here somewhere.
Or go here. Just give them a postcode, and you put it in GPS. Everybody's so...
So, you go here.
And this is all underpinned by our GravLeg technology, so the same, you know, if it
maybe that's at the start. Yeah, this is traverse mechanics. Which is like still shit.
Been pinged, and they'll get your location, and then they'll go and investigate. So what you're seeing here.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
A more wider, broader.
So there is a point in the video.
A more limited scope, and you can, you know, it's up to.
Shut up! You talk too much. There's a point in the video that they said that the inner thought system that we have been using for a while is shit, because it is, and then they're gonna change it, basically to what we had. Yeah, also this, like the EVA tier whatever. Tier 2, version 2, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So, where the fuck is that? I just want to show you that because like it's them going back to the roots to 2014, where you can just like click on a thing and use it, and that's how it works. It's probably at the start, but yeah, if you don't believe me, just like check it out. Is it here? Is that it? No, this is the Corsair. Fuck the Corsair. One of the worst ships that they fucking released ever.
So we're able to get that feature in the game, not as a T0, but as a fully whole, capable.
Fuck it, I'm not gonna find it. Like this whole thing is like 5 hour long.
Go, is this right? Do we need to
one
make it
like
better? How does it
millimeter
feel?
on
And
the
also
search
prove that
bar
out
is
with the
just
content
like
that we want. So
2
once
minutes.
we then develop,
Is this it?
and it's giving me that information. So right now it's just
Yeah.
giving you the basic high-level information in terms of the names and things. But you will also have more detailed information depending on, contextually what the item is. And what you're seeing here
So
is
you
part of the
basically
player
just
interaction
press
system. So
F
you
to
can just-
grab,
even though
press
that's kind
F to
of a
grab,
complex area, there's
press
lots of
F to
little things you
use
can
and all of
interact
that. Just like back in 2014, where you can just like press F to fucking use a thing. Where is it? Where is it?
ArcCorp Tower. This is commercial vessel.
It was around here somewhere. Yeah, when he entered the seat. It's basically this, right? Yeah, they're going back to press F to pick up, as it was. And as every other game has it. Why? Because it's logical. Because there's a reason why other games do that. Anyway, I lost one of the listeners or people that wanted to talk to me. We are going into the podcast right now. So, first of all, I want to tell you, if you want to hop into my community Discord, you can hop onto my podcast and you can tell me, what do you think about all of this? And are you still excited about CitizenCon? So, with that being said, we got Scarred Citizen here on the line. Hopefully you're ready.